An hour from now, the countdown is on.
Karen Posada live in Pembroke Pines, where you can get some one-on-one help if you still aren't ready for that digital switch. Hi, Karen.
Good morning, South Florida. The digital world is finally here. At 9 o'clock sharp, WSFL and WPLG will be turning off their analog broadcast and turning on their digital switch. And even though this has been in the works for many months, many of you still have some questions. And of course, we've set up a bank. We're teaming up WSFL and WPLG. They've set up a phone bank to answer all your questions. The number for this phone bank is at the bottom of your screen. And again, many people still have some questions out there. Our Chief Director of Engineering at WSFL. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning, Karen.
Let's talk about the type of questions that people are asking.
There's a lot of questions today. First, I have to correct something from yesterday. There is a battery-powered DTV down converter. Very expensive, $79. So a TV set, a mini 7-inch TV, is actually about $100. So I don't know if it's really worth it when you got batteries. A lot of questions today. Remember, the main thing is they need to auto-program. They got to rescan.
What does that mean exactly for a lot of people who don't understand what that means?
The DTV converter box and the digital-ready TVs all have to be rescanned to find the TV channels that are available. For instance, Channel 10 at 9 o'clock is actually switching to their new channel, which will also appear as Channel 10, but the box won't know it unless you hit auto-program.
So you're advising people to do it again tomorrow?
Yes, absolutely. And do it once a week. If TV channels change, if some of us add new channels, they'll want to be able to do that.
So they can basically ask you any questions here, and there's also somebody here from the FCC, so
Yes.
the more complicated questions, somebody else is here to answer those for you. And also people can go to people's houses as well to facilitate them with this change and help them with their converters. Tell me more about that.
They can do that. They can call up and get some help, and some of the help is a free help. Senior citizens can get some free help from the Center for Aging. If you call here, we have all the telephone numbers to help everyone out. The other thing that is important to know is that if you have a digital-ready TV, you do not need a converter box. I'm finding a lot of people with converter boxes connected to digital TVs, and all they're doing is converting high def to no def.
You know, people are not doing that for no reason. So can you explain again the type of people that do not have to do anything about it? They just can continue about their lives. What kind of people have to do that?
If you have an LCD TV, there's a pretty good chance it has an ATSC tuner. That's a digital tuner. Of course, if you have cable TV or satellite, you don't have to do anything. They're going to take care of that for you. If you use an antenna, you have to have either a high-definition television set, which will be an LCD TV, and it's going to have to be a couple years old, or within a couple years. Or if you're using an old tube-type TV, you know, a big old screen that's deep, then you're going to have a down converter or a digital converter.
Something else that I've heard from people that have been calling in, a lot of people say, I have signal in some channels and I can't see anything in others. What should they do then?
The position of the antenna makes all the difference in the world. You can adjust the antenna, move it around the room. Before you go out and buy a new antenna, try moving it around the room a little bit. Let it sit, do an auto program again, or a channel scan. Remember, when you're using a digital converter, your TV remote control is good for two things: turning the power on and changing the volume. Your converter remote control will be your channel changer from now on, and your menu.
Another question that I've also been hearing, a lot of people have these coupons, but the date is expired. What should they do then?
Call back here. They can reapply. They can reapply if they've been expired. We can clarify it, and Stephanie from the FCC knows all the rules and regs. She can explain that really clearly.
And then also, if you need to go out there and buy one, you guys can give them a list of places where they can go buy one.
Yes, yes. We can give a list of places to buy them, but really any electronics store has them available, along with the 7-inch TVs, the portable TVs, battery-powered, very reasonably priced.
Let's talk about those battery-powered TVs, because we do live in South Florida and we are worried about natural disasters, right? So what should people do then?
The battery-powered TV is really the only way to go now. The little 7-inch LCD TVs run about $100. Real good price is $99. An okay price is about $110. When you get way past that, you're probably paying too much. But you need a battery-powered TV to be able to see the TV stations during a hurricane, and it must have, and I'll say this again, ATSC tuner. That is a digital tuner. The other tuner is called a QAM, Q-A-M. That's digital cable, a little different than high-def TV. It's digital cable TV. So ATSC is what we need for hurricanes.
So if you want to keep your portable TV, but you're choosing to get an adapter and a converter, it's going to cost you probably the same as buying a digital TV at the end.
Yes, it absolutely will. And then you have to deal with batteries dying. So, you know, you have the batteries for the converter, then you have the batteries for the TV, and then the TV is probably going to be black and white. Right, and so your best bet is really to go with just an LCD.
Are some viewers going to be confused because maybe the channel that they were used to seeing will no longer be that channel?
The number will appear the same. That's the nice thing about digital television. Even if it's really not the same channel, we as consumers on the other end don't know it. It addresses itself the same way it always did. Channel 10 will be 10, 7 will be 7, 6 will be 6. We'll all still be the same. The difference is you'll see us as 39.1 WSFL, 39.2 is Azteca. So TV stations all have the ability to transmit multiple channels on our channel, but they're now the .1, .2, .3s after our original numbers.
And what's also really interesting about this is that even with an antenna and you're receiving free TV channels, the quality is going to be a lot better.
It is incredible. I mean, I don't want to knock the cable companies. They do a great job, but it is the best picture ever. I mean, it's better than cable because we're not compressing it. We're pushing that high def all the way out there, and it's a beautiful image.
So does that mean they can actually see what we really look like from now on?
Yeah, which could be scary in my case.
Well, thank you so much for all your questions. And also, you can find out this information on our website. And again, that number is at the bottom of your screen. If you have any more additional questions, these guys are going to be here till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And all they want to do is make sure that your transition is as smooth as possible. No question will go unanswered. So please call here if you need any help. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Karen. Now, South Florida, you have exactly 22 minutes left to the big switchover. So if you've procrastinated until now and you still need your questions answered, just surf to southflorida.com. We also have information on our website for those of you out there that can't afford these converter boxes on ways you can get it and make it a little bit more affordable because you're running out of time.
Ringing off the hook. Did you see them? They were busy, busy, busy. So take advantage of that, definitely.
All right, time now, 8:37, and time to head upstairs to Sharp Dressed John for my favorite part of the
The long-awaited and much-publicized DTV switch happened today. If you have an older analog TV using an antenna, you need a digital converter box to receive local TV. KOMO-4's Matt Markovich is live at our transmitter site where he flipped the switch this morning. Matt?
That's right, Mary. In fact, Mary, I bet you've never been to this place here, yet it's such an important part of our business. This is the transmitter for KOMO-TV. And with a touch of a button, Mary, I can just turn you off right now. This is our new digital transmitter operating full-time today because this morning, after 56 years, we shut off this. This is our old analog transmitter. It's all dark right now. This morning, we flipped to full-time digital.
Not the third switch.
Remember this scene in Young Frankenstein?
Throw it!
Well, I walked into KOMO-TV's transmitter on Queen Anne with Chief Engineer John Barrett to throw a switch. So right now we're at full power analog.
Absolutely. 100 kilowatts.
We've been broadcasting a traditional analog TV signal ever since we went on the air 56 years ago. But at 9 a.m., we switched off the old analog transmitter for good.
Okay, here we go. Goodbye analog. Hello digital.
It was a scene repeated by TV stations nationwide. So if this is what you got on your old TVs that use an antenna, you know why. We're channel 4 analog, but technically now we're digital channel 38. That's correct. Confused?
I think you have to rescan and then wait.
At one of the several DTV help centers, volunteers fielded calls from confused viewers. But during our stay at the Burien Community Center, nobody came in for a hands-on lesson.
I will just say, like, mostly the people that come without knowing anything is because of the language barrier. Because people who speak English, they know what is happening, but they just have some questions on how to do it.
But at a phone bank set up by the Seattle TV stations, the phones rang off the hook. Most of the questions were about signal strength. I could get you before, but with DTV, I can't. That's because the DTV signal is not as forgiving as the old analog signal. Big buildings, mountains, valleys, all can obstruct the digital signal. But for most of us, no worries.
Not the third switch. Throw it, I say! Throw it!
When we threw our switch, fortunately, it did not spark a monster to life. But I'll bet you it sparked a few nerves when people couldn't get Channel 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, all the local stations. And this has nothing to do with the Comcast internal digital switch they're doing within their system. So hopefully, Mary, this new digital transmitter here will operate for us for another 56 years. And if you have more questions about the DTV conversion, you can go to our website at the very top of the homepage. You'll have that local number to some local people to answer your local questions about the DTV signals. Live at the transmitter up on top of Queen Anne Hill, Matt Markovich, KOMO-4 News.
Matt, I have to tell you, after hearing all the stories and the reminders about the big switch, I guess I was expecting something more exciting than just a simple push of a
I know,
button.
big dramatic thing. It's all electronic now. It's just a touch of a button. Here, you want me to turn you off right now?
No.
Okay,
Get away from that panel. All right. Thank
Okay.
you very much, Matt.
Waning carrier. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Donald Jones. We're interrupting your regularly scheduled programming to get you prepared for the final moments of our television station broadcasting using only an analog signal. The switch to digital is going to happen just in a few minutes here, coming up at 12:30. If you are DTV ready, you will still see me once this happens. If you are not DTV ready, you will see snow on your TV. We have a phone bank here, of course. We'll have this phone bank throughout the evening, ready to take your calls to make sure you are ready for this. There's the toll-free number, 888-309-7437, 1-888-309-7437. As you see, our phone bank will be on until 10 o'clock tonight, answering your questions. And the keyword on the web at mync.com is DTV, mync.com DTV. You had that number, write it down, because if you think you're ready on some of your TVs, maybe you have some others you're still trying to figure out, you can still call us later on if you find out something's not working in your home. Again, 888-309-7437. Let's explain why this is happening. We've had some questions about why we're doing this, why other TV stations are doing this. We do not have a choice on this. Everyone will be switching in the United States. Congress has mandated this switch. Again, Congress has mandated the switch to digital. So by doing so, broadcasting digitally will free up frequencies for public safety communications. It also will allow stations to offer better pictures and sound quality, and you'll be able to get more channels at home. So that's interesting for you. And finally, broadcast stations will be able to add more programming options, as I said, giving you more choices at home with just the TV you have there using a converter box. Now, one of the biggest issues, some people won't be able to see their channels once this switch happens. The first thing you want to do is you need to rescan your box. You may have a converter box. This is what I'm talking about. Some look as small as this little box here. That basically changes an analog signal into digital, or make sure that you get what you need in your old analog TV if you're using antennas to watch TV, and you will be able to use this to get your local stations. If you already have it hooked up and after 12:30 something happens, the channels aren't there where you had them before, you need to go into the menu. On the remote there should be a menu, and you look in the menu and look for something that says scan, and you rescan. Run that scan again on your converter box. It will rescan the channels and what your antenna is picking up, bringing you the new true channels, because we are currently on an interim channel 55, but we are NBC 17. At 12:30, and we make that switch, about a few minutes later on, it will go permanently to the 17 digital channel. So you may notice that problem there. If you see that, you're already hooked up with a converter box, you'll need to rescan it. Again, that's the big issue. If you're already hooked up with a converter box, rescan after the 12:30. If you need to, do it again a little later on, around 12:45 or 1 o'clock, to make sure everything has taken. And then you will know that you're getting all of these channels that you need to get. Antennas are a big issue. I mentioned this, so let's take a little bit of a lesson here. We'll try to update you on some of the needs for antennas with this information.
Do you have cable?
Say that again?
Well, you got to have digital ready TV, so you got to have a converter box.
You're looking live, actually, right now of our transmitter station. That is our chief engineer, Russell Mizelle. He just waved to us. Russell, how far out are we from the switch here?
How old is the television?
having a little bit of trouble hearing Russell. I don't know if you two at home are unable to hear him. He's coming to us live via the web on Skype. Again, he's out at our transmission tower where that switch will be made, and he will be making that switch, as I said, at 12:30. We have Russell now. Russell, can you hear me?
1-888-388-2009.
Here's the web camera shot of the switch. Again, our chief engineer, Russell Mizelle, out at our...
Does she have to?
And this is the video here, again, that's coming via a webcam on Skype of our chief engineer showing the area out there at our transmission tower, when he will transition from the analog to the digital signal and make this switch. Once this is done, if you find that you have only a snowy picture on your channels for local TV, then you are not ready for this. Again, we have this...
Thank you.
You can see there on that left. Do you see that left big TV monitor there on the left of your screen? It is a snowy picture. We have made the switch now, and we are now fully digital. So if you have this similar thing happening at your home, where you see only snow, and you have me on another TV, maybe the other TVs are not ready. But again,
You got to get a converter box and an
888-309-7437. 888-309-7437. If you know anybody that needs any help with this, please give us a call. We'll be here till 10 o'clock tonight on this DTV phone bank, bringing you the information you need. We'll also be back on NBC 17 News at 6 and 7 to try to fill you in and help you out as we have made this switch to digital-only television. For now, I'm Donald Jones in the NBC 17 studios. We'll see you soon.